Hello. Hello, everyone. Come on in. Hello. How are you today? Hello, YouTube family. Hey, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. It looks like it's going to storm here at my house, so hopefully I'll be on and off before um, the lightning comes through because I do not like to be on electronic devices when it is storming. So hopefully I could get through this before it does. Come on in. Come on in. Well, happy Tuesday to you guys. Hey, Alexia, how are you? Hey, how is the weather where you are? Are you having good weather where you are? At my house is overcast, so I was just saying, I hope I could get through my video before the storm really comes on in. It's cool. Okay. Okay. So it's humid here, but it's overcast at my house and it looks like it's going to rain shortly. And we've been having quite a bit of rain, at least in my area, and a lot of thunderstorms. So I'm going to try to get through before the storm starts. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. And happy Tuesday to you. Did you enjoy your 4th of July? What did you do for the 4th? You celebrate? You eat too much? Okay. What you do for the 4th? You ate a lot? Yep, yep. Well, this time I didn't do too bad. I did eat probably more than I should have, but I don't think I did too bad. I went to my sister's. I went to my sister's and I just brought the wine so I could go and relax, cross my legs, have some good food, good conversation. I was able to see a couple of friends that I hadn't seen in a very long time were in town. So it was very enjoyable. We had a good time. So yeah. Well, thank you for that. I'm not going to hold you very long because I do want to get on and get done. So nothing happens with my laptop while I'm talking. So I want to get through before the storm comes. But thank you for tuning in. A happy Tuesday to you as well. And yeah, I'm just, hey, Crystal, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I was just talking to Alexia. She was telling me about her 4th of July. And I was telling her also, it look like it's going to storm here. You good? Okay, great, great, great. But yeah, what was I getting ready to say? I had something on my mind. I lost the train of thought just that fast. But anyway, but yeah, I am so excited, guys. I am so excited. You guys already know. I've already said just a few housekeeping things. I just want to put it out there. My new book release will be coming out soon, and I'm really super excited about it. It's called Broken Pieces: The Journey, Aftermath, and Restoration of Divorce. And I'm really proud of this because this has been something that I've been, it's just been in my belly for years, really decades. And I hate to even say that, but my son is 30 years old and he'll be 31 in August. And I've been holding this for a long time. So I am so ready to deliver and give birth of this baby. So I'm really excited about that. And if you guys, don't know, I am hosting a book giveaway. I want to give a free copy of my new release to someone. So if you're interested in getting a copy of my new release, I just ask that I think I have it in the comment section of this video. I do. I have it in the comment section of this video. So if you're interested in possibly winning a copy of it, just go to the comment section, just email me your address information, all that good stuff. Guess how many chapters that you think are in the book. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because you're in Jamaica, right, Alexa? You're in Jamaica, right? We might be, yeah, you in the tropical area. Okay, yeah, cool beans. Okay. So but yeah, everything is in the description if you're interested in submitting an entry for a possible free copy of the book. So go ahead and do that, like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for helping me grow my channel. I want to say that first of all. Share it with someone that you think might be interested and that it would just really help them and bless them with what I have to share. Okay, so I just wanted to say that and get that out of the way. I'm having a conversation here. So, you guys know I have notes. So I'll be just talking from my notes and just talking. I don't like to really be scripted. I just like to talk from, what comes to me and what you guys are bringing to me. So I want to talk briefly today about the topic overcoming challenges. That's the title of this video, overcoming challenges. And I want to give you 7 tips or perhaps methods that I've used, that I've learned and used in my own personal transformation, just in growing in life and just through my own experiences. So we know that life is, the new term now, people say life be lifing. So it definitely be life. So we need to, I have learned that there are ways of how we can handle challenges, because one thing we know for sure, as long as you're living, especially on this side of the Jordan River, that I say before we, move on to be with our Heavenly Father, we're going to have challenges. I don't care how healed you are, how much money you got, your socioeconomic background, your education, none of that matters. The word says, and God says that we will have trials and tribulations. So with that being said, I think it's wise, and I thank God, that a lot of things that I've went through, that I've learned lessons from them. And from those lessons, I've been able to glean from those to help me to deal with challenges when they come into my life. So that's what I want to talk about today, overcoming challenges. So I have 7 tips that I just want to share with you that I've used. Number 1, the first one would be to embrace a positive mindset. We want to embrace a positive mindset when we're dealing with things that come into our life. We want to focus on the positive aspect of that situation. And I know when you're in the eye of the storm, so to speak, that's what I like to say, it's kind of hard to see the positive in something. For an example, and I know this is extreme, but the loss of a loved one. And it could be something gruesome that happened, something that happened to you personally. It's kind of hard to find the positive in that when you're in the midst of it. And we all human. You could get some bad news, or you could be expecting something that really lets you down, and it could be like a gut punch in your gut, and it's just like it could just floor you, knock you to the ground. But what I am saying about embracing a positive mindset and being able to glean and pull the positive out of that negative is, once you get through that initial shock of whatever that is you're going through, whether it be death, whether it be a disappointment in someone else, whether someone stole something from you, whatever the case may be that was challenging for you. Once you get through that initial shock, once you get through that initial shock, pick yourself up, take a deep breath, recalibrate. And you recalibrate by going inward. Once you get through that first initial shock, you get through that crying spell you had, you pick yourself up off the floor, you recalibrate, and you just think, you just ask God, Lord, help me to get through this moment. Help me to find the good in this. Help me to be able to get to the next phase of this in my life. So we want to be able to embrace a positive mindset, because really, without a positive, your mind can really, it really helps you to really, the mind controls everything else. Whatever you think, that's how you'll go in life. If you have a positive mindset could pull you out from negative thoughts. A lot of people, if they had someone that they could speak to, prior to, it could pull them out of a negative situation. But the way you think, it really sets the trajectory of your life. If you're negative, if you got your mind in a bad place and you can't pull yourself up out of it, you would just really spiral down and go down a rabbit hole. So your mindset is everything. And I know it's cliche. We hear a lot of people talk about mindset, but it's really everything. It is really everything. It helps you to stay focused. And like I said, we're going to fall off because you're human. You're going to have that moment where you fall off, but don't stay there. And that's what I have learned. I have learned not to stay in that bad place, not to stay. I don't allow my mind to dwell in a dark place. I don't let it dwell there, you all. I do not. Now, have I been there before? I have, but I don't dwell there. I pick myself up. I pick myself up. You know, you have your moment, but don't stay there. And some of the ways you could do to help you get out of there is have positive affirmations to yourself. You got to speak to yourself. I like to say, and I have a mantra that I use for myself. I like to be my own cheerleader. And I say that because aside from God, we know that we have our Heavenly Father and we pray and ask God to give us strength. Aside from God, you're not going to always be able to find that friend. You might not always be able to find that boyfriend or whoever that significant other person is supposed to be in your life. And for those of us that are have spouses that are married, they might not even be available at a time when you need someone. So you got to learn how to pick your own self up from time to time. Be your best, be your own cheerleader. And that's what I like to call. That's one of my sayings. I'm my own cheerleader. It's me and the Lord. Now, do I need others? I do, but I have learned how to be my own cheerleader. So we want to learn positive affirmations and focusing on the positive aspect of that. And that's how we can help to embrace a positive mindset. Number two, we want to set clear goals. When you learn how to set clear goals, when you have something challenging or a task or something that you need to do, and you be like, oh, I got so much to do. I just, for me, when I have so much to do, a lot of times, and I'm a thinker. So I'll be up at night. I have 10 things going in my brain at one time, thinking about what I got to do, what I need to do, what I didn't do. I'm a thinker, but what I have learned how to minimize that is to set clear goals. I'm old school as well. So I like to write my to-do list. I have my technical devices. I have my laptop and my iPhone and all of those devices, but I like pen and paper. I grab a pen and a pad and make me a to-do list. You want to write down, set clear goals. When you have a massive task ahead of you, a really a lot to do, and you got so much to do, you don't know where to start. You want to break that thing down into small bite-sized steps, and I like to say bite-sized pieces. So if you got a whole lot to do, just think to yourself, okay, what's the first thing I could do to get started on this? You're an overthinker too, Alexia. Yeah, I could be an overthinker, but I have learned do that to-do list and just break that thing down. Take that massive task that you got to do and break it down into small, bite-sized, and manageable steps, and take that first step. So that's number one. So when you set those clear goals, you break that thing down into steps. It makes it more manageable, and it won't appear so massive. Once you do that. So that's number two. Set those clear goals. That helps us to break it down so we won't be overcome with the massive task ahead of us. And then I'll say number three, and these, like I said, are in no chronological order. I just like to number my things because I'm orderly and systematic. So I like to have steps in order. So number three, I would say develop a support system. You want to develop a support system. You want to surround yourself around positive people, if possible. And you could do this. You could reach out to family, friends. It could be a support group. Now, it does not have to be family, because all of us don't have someone we could go to. Some people don't have people. We all came and have blood relatives, but all of us are not close to the people that we're related to. So it does not have to be a family member. It could be a friend. It could be if you catch public transportation, if you frequent a grocery store, if you go to a particular bank and you've developed a relationship with someone in the bank, whoever that person may be, could be your neighbor, but surround yourself around positive people, because that helps with your psyche. That helps with your mind. If you're already going through something, the last thing you need is somebody else spewing negative words to you, gossiping. Everything comes out of their mouth is negative. They're doom and gloom. Absolutely. Motivationary. Now who is this? I've seen you've been on I know who this is, but you gotta tell me, motivationary. What's your name? I know that's the title you got in the chat, but tell me your name again. I've seen you and I know you, but who are you? What's your name? Please tell me so I can, because I know Alexia and Crystal. That's Mary. Okay, Jordan. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. I got off track, but thank you, man. Thank you, Joy, for letting me know that. Your sister. Okay, okay. I didn't know who that was. But we want to develop a support system. And like I said again, some people don't have family, and it does not have to be your family. It could be anyone that they have proven themselves to be trustworthy. Let me just say that. That could be a friend, that could be a bus driver, that could be a neighbor, somebody that you see on a regular basis, and you've developed some sort of rapport. So you want to develop a positive system. You want to surround yourself around positive people. That helps with our psyche. Okay, so that's number three. Number four, we want to practice self-care. Practice self-care. And I used to think self-care can come in a lot of different ways. Okay, so there's no cookie cutter with it. It can come in a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be just going to, a lot of people think self-care is going get your nails done, having a pedicure or a facial. All of those things are wonderful. I like to call that maintenance, but all of those things are wonderful. But in this sense, I'm talking about, when I talk of self-care, I'm talking about caring for your mind, caring for your state of being, your heart. So I'm talking inward. And so we want to practice self-care, and we could do that in a very, like I said, a variety of ways. One way, I like to walk. To me, going out in nature does something for me. Looking at the blue sky, seeing the trees, hearing the wind blow by my ears. And it's like I get downloads. The Lord, I get spiritual downloads when I'm out in nature. God speaks to me. I get answers and ideas when I'm out in nature. So take you a walk. You might want to take you a walk out in nature. That's a good way. Or take you a bubble bath, something, but you want to do something that calms your mind and calms your spirit. You want to do something that calms your mind and calms your spirit. So you want to practice self-care. And that can also include getting you a therapist. You can get a therapist or a coach. If you need someone to bounce things off, sometimes you need that non-biased person, that person that does not know you personally. They not, because sometimes people that we know, friends and sometimes family, can be, they're very familiar with us. So they already have an opinion about certain things. They have the background about certain things. That's right. Eat healthy, exercise, read, get together with happy people. Absolutely, Alexia. All of those. Like I say, there's no cookie cutter there of numerous ways of us practicing self-care. But we want to do that. When you practice self-care, that really helps to clear your mind. It helps to keep you all on the right path. So that's another. And then you can do relaxation techniques. I was looking here at my notes. Some people like to do yoga. That's something that you can do. I've tried that a couple of times. I haven't really perfected that, but I have tried it. But whatever relaxes you and calms your mind, that's what you want to do with the self-care. And then number five, we want to learn from our failures. And I say failures, but I probably should have chosen a better word than failures and just say learn from maybe the mishaps or the hiccups in life. One thing I've learned is that, we're all going to make mistakes, but when you make those mistakes, you want to view them as learning opportunities. You want to look at that situation, something that perhaps it didn't work out the way you wanted it to work out, or maybe you had these plans and the plans or whatever did not, things didn't come to fruition like you wanted, or the way you had planned. You had put a lot into it and it still didn't come out the way you wanted it to come out. But you look at that and say, hey, okay, this didn't go quite the way I wanted to go. This wasn't right. I didn't score as high as I want to score on my test if you're in school. Look at that thing and say, what could I have done better to have gotten to have gotten the outcome that I want to get? What could I have done better? What did I needed to do more of? So you want to look at those things that you did not do. And case in point, I'm going to give you an example of something that I did years ago. This has been decades ago when I was in college. I went to Clark, Atlanta years ago. I'm a freshman, just like the typical freshman. Not all people do, but I'm there having a good time in our accounting course, not studying, knowing that I had an exam coming, all out at every party and whatever, and just not applying myself like I should have. And I took this exam in my accounting course, which anyone knows accounting is not a fly by night subject matter. You need to study, well, at least I did, you need to study. And I did not study. I did not do what I was supposed to do. And guess what? When I took that exam, I had six flags, not one F. I call it six flags. I had a big fat F because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. And I was crushed. I don't know why I was crushed when I saw the grade, because I know I hadn't done what I was supposed to do. But I was crushed because that's just not me. I got this big old L50, and I was so hurt. Lord Jesus, I was so hurt. But you know what? I learned from that insight. I was young. I was probably about 18 years old. I learned from that, and I'm bringing this up because I'm going to give you the result. I made an F, a 50 something on this exam, but when I saw that it hurt me so bad that I failed like that, when I knew I could have at least passed it with a C, I prepared myself. After that, I said, never again. When he gave us the date for that next exam, y'all, I was at that dining room table every night. My grandmother would be sitting up, bless her soul. She's in heaven right now, but she would be sitting at the table. She couldn't help me with my work, but how she did help me was her presence. She would stay up. I would be at the table late at night. She would stay up 6 flags. I got one F, not 6 Fs. I was just being dramatic. But she would sit at the end of that table, and just her presence gave me that support. You hurt when you didn't do the work. We are so bad when it's our fault. That's right. That's right. So she could not physically help me with my work and intellectually help me with my work. But she sat at the end of that dining room table, 12 midnight. She just nodding her head, going back and forth. But that was her way of giving me. She was there in spirit and in her presence to help me. And so I sat at that table. I studied. I drew me out a plan. I studied every day for about 2 weeks. And when it was time for that exam to come up, y'all, the girl did it. I went from an F to an A plus, not just an A, but an A plus. I went from 52 or 53 to like 105 or something, because I think we had like a bonus question or something, so you got some extra points. To like 105. And do you know what my professor told me? I never forget. He was Nigerian, and he was like, Valerie, with that accent. He was like, Valerie, I've never seen the student go from one extreme to another. I never seen the student go from one extreme to another, because I went from F to not only an A, but an A plus. So I'm saying all that to say, learn from your failures or learn from your mistakes and just look at it. It hurts. Like I said, we're human. When we are initially going through it, it takes us bad. But when you learn from that thing, you learn how to, okay, I'm not going to do this again. And then in life, there's some things that we do more than once, but pick yourself up. Don't stay there. That's right. Learn from your mistakes, because we are, yeah, that's right. Absolutely. So I just wanted to share that story about something that I did. I know it's been 100 years ago, but I want to share that with you. So we want to learn from our failures. That's what we want to do. Learn from our mistakes. Look at that thing and say, what could I have done better? Calibrate and do what we need to do to move forward. Number 6. And I'm almost done, you guys. Number 6, stay flexible and adaptable. You want to stay flexible and adaptable, meaning be willing to change your approach when things don't go as planned. Reassess your process and willing to pivot when necessary. These are my notes. So we want to stay flexible and adaptable. Be willing to change your approach when things don't go as planned. Reassess your process and be willing to pivot when necessary. We don't want to go through life so rigid that we can't, these are my plans, A, B, C, D. If it don't go this way, I'm going to die. Well, then you might just die, because there are times in life when we have to pivot. We have to be adaptable. You got to learn how to, you got to learn how to roll with the punches in this life. And that's what I have learned. You have to learn how to roll with the punch. You have to learn how to be flexible, adaptable, pivot. You had a plan to do this, and didn't quite go that way. Okay, well, maybe that might not be the direction I need to go. I'm going to have to, let me go left this time, or whatever. Learn, be flexible and be pliable and flexible. Adapt. You want to learn how to adapt. Now, we don't want to adapt to things that are going to be to our detriment, but we do want to adapt in life to where, sometimes God is, we have our plans, but sometimes God has another plan for us. And at some point, you have to be able to recognize that and learn when to pivot. You have to learn when your season is over with something, whatever that may be. It could be a job, it could be a relationship, it could be a plan that you had, whatever the case may be. But we want to learn how to be flexible and adaptable. Be willing to change your approach and reassess yourself. When you learn how to do that, you can roll with it. It's not a whole lot can knock you down. It can knock you down, but you won't stay there when you learn how to be flexible and adaptable. And number 7, this is my last point. Number 7, we want to learn to take action and persevere. Persevere, that's what I meant. Take action and persevere. We could do all the plans in the world. We could say all the affirmations. We could write all the list. We could talk about everything we're gonna do. But at some point, we got to pull the trigger. When are you gonna pull the trigger? When are we gonna take action? And then once we take action, are we gonna give up? Or we gonna punk out and be a punk? I like to say, be a punkhead. Because there have been times I'll be like, Valor, you just a punkhead with that. And we have our moments when we punk out with stuff, but we got to learn to pull the trigger, take action, and then we got to put our big girl panties on, and we got to persevere and be strong. We got to persevere and be strong. See that thing through. It may take you 5 years to do something. Well, it just take you 5 years. You do it. If you promise yourself something once, the first thing we want to do is do what God asks us to do. That's the first thing. As long as you're in alignment with the Heavenly Father, and if you have a spouse, of course, you consider your spouse. But after that, if you make yourself a promise, keep that promise to yourself. And if you fall off, because we might do it, get back on. But number 7, take action, and then we want to persevere. So those are the 7 tips that I want to share with you guys this evening. I'm going to do a recap, and I will be done. So overcoming challenges in life, 7 tips on how to deal with what life throws at us. Number 1, we want to embrace a positive mindset. We want to learn how to focus on find something positive out of that. Number 2, we want to set clear goals. We want to break that big, huge, massive task or job that we have before us. Break it down into manageable, bite-sized steps and pieces. Number 3, we want to develop a support system. We want to surround ourselves around like-minded people and around people that are positive and that can speak life into us. And then we don't have to always agree on everything, but generally speaking, they're positive people. Number 4, we want to practice self-care. And in practicing self-care, we're going to incorporate a nice walk into our day or whatever it is you like to do. Alexa she said, read, exercise, whatever the case may be. But we want to practice self-care. That's doing something for yourself. And that means strictly for yourself, not your spouse, not your child, not your job, for yourself. At some point, we have to put ourselves first. Now, I'm not saying we don't take care of our responsibilities. We do that. But at some point, you carve you out 20 or 30 minutes for yourself. So we want to practice self-care. Number 5, we want to learn from our failures, or I should say learn from our mistakes. Okay, we want to view that, look at what we did wrong or we could have done better and do, and change up, make a plan. Number 6, we want to stay flexible and adaptable. We want to be willing to change our approach when things don't go as planned. You don't want to be so rigid in life. So you so tight. You your collar so tight around your neck, you can't learn how to be flexible. So we want to learn to be flexible. And number 7, we want to take action and persevere. So those are the 7 steps and things that I've used in my own personal life to help me deal with what life throws at me. I hope this helped you as well. I want to share that with you. And thank you guys for tuning in for me. I really appreciate it. And if you're in the chat and you have not signed up off of my book giveaway, I would really appreciate it if you do. Just go to the description section in this video, and I have all the details there with my book giveaway. And I will be announcing a winner next, I think the 17th, whenever the 17th is, which is, I believe it's next Wednesday. So July 17th, I will be announcing the winner that will receive a copy of my new release. So you guys have any questions for me or have anything? Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Alexia. Thank you, Mary. Hey, Hope. Hey, Hope, thank you for dropping in. I appreciate you. Love you guys. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you soon. I'm always conscious of time. I know in the evenings people want to relax, they want to get something to eat, and they want to relax. Okay, so I understand that. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I hope to see you on the next video. Just remember, I go live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in another time zone, please adjust that time to your own time zone. Thank you, Hope. I appreciate you, to your own time zone. So just remember, tune in, and I like to see you on next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Okay. You guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Okay. See you on the next video. Bye bye.